Great evening, everybody. So it's wonderful to be here, Rain. Thank you so much for the introduction and the opportunity, and thank you, Lululemon, and everybody that came out. So would love to just kind of connect and share with you a little bit about me and my story. So as Rain mentioned, I'm the founder and CEO of Spa Utopia. Spa Utopia is a luxury spa on demand. So we do spa parties, events, corporate wellness. We do big events, small events. We just did the Super Bowl this year, so that was really fun. We partner with some high-end hotels. I started the company in Atlanta, so now we are here in North Carolina as well. And we're doing some great things with WeWork, and we're kicking off some programming next month with them. And we also do at-home women's wellness. But something else that makes us unique is that we believe in providing a holistic experience for our clients. That means we appeal to all 5 senses with aromatherapy, spa and relaxation music, candles, tea, and therapeutic touch. So a little bit about what makes us a little bit unique. And not only do we provide massage therapy, but we also provide mindfulness, manicures, pedicures, facials, and we're going to be adding yoga and acupuncture. But even beyond Spa Utopia is the Utopia Living Brand. And so I'm a holistic lifestyle strategist. I'm a life coach where I get so much of my passion and fulfillment is coaching and working with others and partnering with others and helping them to live their most passionate lives on purpose. And much like Rain mentioned, you know, we all probably have similar themes in terms of what kind of has made our spirit of entrepreneurship come alive. And I believe that we all have those seeds on the inside of us. And so there's always going to be something that kind of sparks you to say, you know what, I want to pursue this and I want to try that. So I just want to share with you a little bit about my story, the origins of the Utopia Living Brand. So many years ago, there was this cool cat that kind of moved down from upstate New York to go to college in Virginia. And then there was this sassy little petite girl from North Philly that went to the same school. And so they met, they fell in love, and they decided to start a family. So first they had a little prissy baby boss, my oldest sister, and she's still a boss. Then they had a rambunctious cowboy, my brother, is not a cowboy anymore. And then they had me, the curious, creative, joyful, they say the best for last, so. So they had me. And so my parents, as they journeyed through life with their 3 children and trying to figure it all out, they both landed in the arena of entrepreneurship. So I am a 3rd-generation entrepreneur on both sides of my family. So my grandfather, paternal grandfather and maternal grandfather, they both were entrepreneurs. So it's deep in my blood, deep in my veins, and so it's just a part of who I am. But I didn't know that that was going to be the outcome when I was a little girl. So I grew up with the influences of seeing my father start government contracting businesses where we worked with the federal government and so forth. My mom trailblazing in Mary Kay. You can see the influences of pink are still with me. And so my mom drove pink Cadillac, she still has one. She retired as a national Mary Kay director, which is the highest ranking position. Another pink power girl, Nicole just walked in, so her mom was in Mary Kay too, so we share stories all the time. But you know, I grew up with those influences. I grew up with the influences of seeing my parents work hard to make every dollar, you know, the stresses that come with not knowing if it's always guaranteed. But also the freedom of being a problem solver at the same time. As my father was kind of developing his path as an entrepreneur, he also kind of grew this love for health and wellness. So he became a marathon runner. All of my life, he was pretty much a vegetarian or a pescatarian. So I always say you mix all those up in a bowl, and voila, you get me. So the influences of health, beauty, wellness, entrepreneurship. But what I also saw was while my parents were achieving some high levels of success and trailblazing some really notable areas, I also saw the chronic fatigue and stress. And I didn't really probably fully understand it until I got a little older. And then I graduated from college and I just started my career path. And so I quickly realized that, you know, my job wasn't really that fulfilling. I started to experience the deadline after deadline, meeting after meeting, the chronic burnout. And growing up, one of the things that's funny about growing up in a Mary Kay household especially back then, my mom would meet ladies in the grocery store, invite them over for like a Wednesday night Mary Kay meeting. We would bake a cake and go to our room and clean up so they could have their meeting, and hear them like singing and dancing and doing all this cheering for each other and recognizing each other. Well, that's not usually how the typical workplace is. So I quickly realized that there was just something that was just missing for me. There was a level of burnout, there was a level of exhaustion, a level of fatigue, but I also saw that it wasn't just that I was experiencing this, a lot of people around me were experiencing this. And so the chronic burnout and stress levels. At the same time, I was also noticing in my family, the diabetes, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol. And so it took a few more years for me to realize how all of these things kind of they're interwoven. Our health is not just, one aspect. I always like to liken it to a car. Does anybody have a dream car in here? All right, are you already driving your dream car? I figured that. I just kind of knew it. So what is your dream car? Tesla, nice. What color is it? Black. So that's fly. So he has a black Tesla. So, I would love to have that too. Coming one day. So I like to liken our lives, if we think about our dream car, our black Tesla, right? And so the paint job is on fire, it's shiny, we got the rims, we have the interior. What color is your interior? Black. All right, black on black. And so the car is hot, but if the alternator goes bad, we know it's going to start to drain the systems of the other areas of the car. And our life is like that. Sometimes we can have one area that looks really good. We know how to dress the part. We know how to put on, whatever fly gear. We know how to get our hair done, whatever. But if there's one area that is really not being nourished or is out of balance, it can start to drain the systems of the other parts of our life. So that can mean, we're doing great at work, but is our physical well-being suffering? Are we getting rest? Are we getting to work out? Are we eating well? Or is all that being neglected? So to fast forward a little bit more, I was kind of going through my own internal struggle, trying to figure out what's next. And a funny story, my second job out of college, I was like, this is for the birds, I cannot do this. And so I decided during this time of being miserable that I needed to do something else. And because I come from an entrepreneurial family, I started to really dig into what is it that I want to do. And so I was reading this book called Simple Abundance, and it really helped me to unpack the little simple things that make my spirit come alive. And at the same time, I learned about the spa industry. So I decided I'm going to resign and I'm going to start my spa business. And I shared this with my father. I was working for the Hartford Insurance Company in Detroit. And so when you're fresh out of school, especially at that time, most of us are just trying to get a corporate job with benefits and a company that people have heard of. Now they're probably trying to work with startups. But when I graduated, it was like, you want a corporate job with a corporate name. So it's so funny that I was just like, I'm over this, I can't do this, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna resign after the holiday, I'm gonna start my spa company. I didn't know where to start, I just knew I was gonna start it. And so when I went to resign, and I told my manager I was resigning, he looked at me and he said, do you think I like it here? I don't like it here either. And I was like, I'm really out of here. So I'm like, that wasn't the motivation for me to stay. And so it was good because that started my journey, it started my path. I ended up working with our family business for a little bit and that sort of thing. So fast forward, I started that path, but I also saw what the stress levels were doing to even my father, the marathon runner, the person that was a vegetarian, pescatarian, always reading labels, so super conscious. My father, last month, had his 4th stroke. So thank God he's okay. I call him the miracle man. But his quality of life is not what it should be or could be because of stress levels. So the importance of our physical well-being, and it's everything, right? Are we, maintaining our body, our temple? Are we feeding it well? Are we nourishing it? Are we getting water? Are we sleeping? Are we active? But also even our mental well-being, because 80 to 90% of stress, I think Lululemon said 99% of disease is caused by stress. So it's all integrated. So that's why I believe in holistic health and wellness and well-being. So we want to be so mindful of that. So I've been able to see firsthand what I will say on the other side, what maintaining a healthy body from a physical activity perspective, my dad being a marathon runner, him being a healthy eater, quite honestly, that and the grace of God is why he's still here, because most people could not survive 4 strokes. So he had one of his strokes. He was on a business trip in Haiti, knew he had a stroke because he's so in tune with his physical well-being, and just tried to be the miracle man and keep working and ignore it until he ended up hospitalized and has a now rare condition called PLS, which impacts his mobility. But he still goes to the gym, he still gets on the treadmill, so I'm so inspired by him. But what I'm most inspired by are just those deposits that I've had all throughout my life that influences of health, wellness, entrepreneurship. So I decided to take all of that in my journey and really create a company that's near and dear to my heart, which is Spa Utopia and the Utopia Living Brand. So my goal is to empower people with the tools, the knowledge, the thought partnership, whether it's through coaching, whether it's through lifestyle retreats, or whether it's through Spa Utopia coming to you. I recognize that we're busier than ever. I recognize that the majority of people are in a time crunch, and so most people don't have the time, the resources to figure it out when they need it the most, when your back is aching the most, when your neck is aching the most, to figure out, how do I get to the spa within 2 hours, because tomorrow is a wrap. Tomorrow I don't have any time. I need it today. So Spa Utopia is really born out of a place of passion, physical, personal experience, and just love for seeing people living their most passionate lives on purpose. So with that, I'd love to wrap this up with a nice little affirmation, give you guys a moment of mindfulness. So I'm gonna have you all take in a nice cleansing breath, breathing in through your nose, slowly exhaling out through your mouth. And you're welcome to close your eyes and repeat after me. My body is my temple.
My body is my temple.
I will treat it well.
I will treat it well.
With love, care, and rest.
With love, care, and rest.
I will be gentle and kind.
I will be gentle and kind.
I will be intentional.
I will be intentional.
About my holistic health and happiness. Mind, spirit, and body.
Mind, spirit, and body.
Thank you. I'm Naya Powell. Make it a utopian day.